Welcome to Walk and Talk for the Soul.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Please, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you?
Yes, I'm Zac Thompson. I'm your husband, if you weren't aware.
You are my husband, yeah.
I'm also a dad to our children. I run a couple of businesses and I also have a podcast.
Oh, do you now?
Yes, I do.
Is it as good as this one?
No, nothing like it. Nowhere near.
Right, are you willing to come for a walk and talk with me?
I'm excited, yeah.
Let's go. Before we begin our walk, would you like to pick a talk card?
Yeah, oh yes.
I've got some
Very
here.
exciting.
Hold on, here's a little lucky dip of talk cards. Pick a card, any card. No, you've just looked at them all.
I haven't looked at them.
Okay, go on then.
I definitely didn't see that one, did I?
I don't know.
What makes you feel loved?
Isn't that a cute question? Come on then, let's walk.
What makes you feel loved? This is a hard question to answer, isn't it? What makes you feel loved?
This
you?
is a hard question.
You make me feel loved.
Well, that's good. Thank you. I'm glad you've said
The
that.
children make me feel loved, although not always.
Oh no, not always.
Gabriel normally makes me feel loved. I don't know if our youngest, young Zeph, if he always makes me feel loved. What does he say? When I say, who's your favourite? Mummy.
Yes.
Do you like Daddy as well? No, I just love Mummy.
No, I just love Mummy.
No, just Mummy.
So, not always loved by the children.
No, but then I always feel loved by the children in some way or another.
So, family.
Family makes me feel loved, yes.
In what way? Like, why do we make you feel loved?
Because you're in an environment where you're comfortable and where you're valued and where you have a strong sense of purpose and belonging all wrapped up. Is that a good answer?
That's a really nice answer.
Is it?
That probably leads quite nicely into what's your love language?
Well, that's a good question. As my wife, what is my love language? And keep it PG for the people at home.
You know your love language, don't you?
What do you think it is?
I know what it is.
Tell me.
I made you do a test. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was for something else.
Your love language is the same as my love language. It's quality time.
So this?
Yes, we could consider this
This is my
quality time.
Wow. So actually you could edit that in. So you can ask me again.
What?
So what's your love language?
What's your love language?
This. Quality time. See?
And you said that so naturally
Yeah,
as well.
I know.
So that's going to sound great. When I do it as a clip, it would just be so natural. I can't wait to do that. So quality time, being with your family.
That's what makes you feel loved.
Talk to me then about becoming a dad.
Oh, where do I start? So becoming a dad, it's going to sound cheesy, isn't it? But you can't quite remember life before you were a parent. Maybe it's the lack of sleep, but you do have that sudden sense of like everything's going to be okay and you've got a real defined purpose. There's a clip doing the rounds of that guy that played Saul in Better Call Saul, and he was saying you never worry when you've got young children about what your purpose is. He's like, I'm really jealous of people with young children because you always know what you should be doing. And I think the love, that unconditional love is just totally overwhelming. And the awe that I have for you of doing that and watching you give birth. And I mean, you were very cool and calm about the whole thing, but that's a different,
Wow, I'm not sure about
a different topic of conversation. But yeah, it's just the most amazing, totally life-defining thing for me. And I love it. I love being a dad, even when they're cross at me. But yeah, there's a lot to say about it.
How has your life changed since becoming a dad and having children?
I think I've got out of my own way a lot since I've had children. You're not the most important person in the day. And for some people that might sound like a con, but it's such a pro. Like all your little silly problems in your head and like, wonder what people think if I post this on my social media or whatever. Like, it just means absolutely nothing you're just not the most important person in your day. And when they're really little, you actually don't get to really think about yourself till maybe they're asleep, which is sometimes never. So you just get out your own way. And then because of that, I feel like I've been able to achieve so much more. And the thing around like needing to be motivated to achieve things just isn't a thing. You don't need to be motivated at all. You can just naturally have reasons to do things and it'll push you forward. Whether it's setting a good example for them or providing for them or whatever it may be, you never really struggle for that motivation. I don't think I've ever felt like, oh, I can't be bothered doing that since I've had children.
So having children is your motivation?
Yes, perhaps it is.
Which is lovely.
Thank you.
So you recommending that everyone should have children?
No, I've been asked that before. No, I don't think everyone is equipped to be a parent. There's plenty of stories of bad parents out there. And I think there's also a lot of stories of people who are in sort of struggling, failing relationships who go, well, let's have a children to pull this back together. I think that's also a really bad idea.
Yeah,
so
you do see that a lot. Talking of sort of parenting, are you quite conscious of the way that you parent our children? Are you always thinking about how that's going to impact them as little humans and how they grow up and their life develops and what they're going to take into their adult life?
I am very conscious of it. You know, I try to do, when they show me something that they've made, I always try and start with what they think about it before I give them praise. So who knows, it might never work, but to try and stop that need for other people to tell you things are good, like that's what your value comes from. So if they you know, like Gabe's in a picture or Zeth's in a picture or whatever, and they're like, what do you think of this? Or they show it me, I'm like, oh, what do you think? What's your favourite bit of it? And I start there first, rather than running straight in with what I think. Because then what I think is usually like agreeing with what they've said they like about it, and then bigging them up after that.
Because that is the natural response, isn't it? Your child shows you something that they've done.
Oh my God,
that's the most amazing thing ever.
But I still go, oh wow, show me this. Let's have a good look. What's your favourite thing about it? Oh gosh, I really like that bit as well. And so start there rather than from what I think.
I think that's really nice.
So yeah, so there's that. But you know what I'm most aware of from having children is the passage of time. It all just goes so quick.
It does.
One of my friends said to me the other day, he's got a young daughter. Sometimes it feels like you're in constant last times that you'll do things when you have got a child. And I was like, wow, that's a very sort of heartbreaking but true way of looking at things. Think about little ones when they say, oh, I don't need your help with that anymore.
People always say, you never know when the last time you're going to pick up your child will be. And you see people doing videos of like picking up their teenagers, which is really sweet.
They might not want me to pick them up for very much longer, so I'm going to make sure I do and chase them around restaurants. I'm happy to do it because they won't want me to do that forever.
And you are a soft touch.
And I'm soft.
So it's obviously very important for you, for us, to create lovely memories and experiences for our children. Have you got any particular memories from your childhood that really stand out that you thought, I want to make that the same for my children? I want to do that in the same way.
You know what was always good in my house when I was growing up was Christmas was always good. The telling stories around the table was always good. I think my family are very good socially. And I think actually that's such an important skill, but it's a weird skill that you don't really teach. You sort of, when you're little, I think, just learn it. I'd love them to be good at that. With Gabe, I'm like having to come up with games so he says hello to people on the walk into school and stuff, but just like sitting around listening to stories and laughing and stuff, and that like Christmas, New Year bit always feels like that was quite magical when we were younger for that reason. And I think the stuff around like making food together and things like that were always good. Nana's food, and yeah, Mum's a great cook as well. And holidays as well, you know, like going to Cornwall and being on the beach and like having like big, long, sunny days in the sea, and yeah, stuff like. But we already do stuff like that, and it's always so nice, isn't it, doing that with the kids? So yeah, probably pulling all that in, which we try our best to do.
Do you think that they'll grow up to be well-rounded human beings based on what you are giving them now, or do you feel that there is other forces at play? I mean, this comes into very much nature versus nurture.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Because you're not like we aren't one parent, are we? So we will have different things that, when we already see it with the older two, don't we? We have things that we're not quite on the same page about.
Yeah, I think it's very normal to have different parenting styles.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. So then, but then that means that in compromise, you go one way on one subject rather than the other. So it's probably quite hard. This is the challenge of parenting. It's probably then very hard to end up with someone who's very even on all topics in their life.
I think no matter what happens, there will always be something that children can blame their parents for.
That's what you realise when you're a parent, is that you can't ever quite get it right. And even in the choices that you do make, there is a trade-off somewhere else. You know that saying? There's no solutions, only trade-offs. And when you think about it, that is everywhere, isn't it? Like in choosing to do things one way, there is a trade-off somewhere else in doing it. There's no perfect answer or solution.
Has a domino effect.
Yeah. Because like, you know, like with teenagers and children, there's like a screen time debate.
Yeah.
But then who knows if limiting that then prevents someone from being some sort of AI wizard billionaire in the future. You're like, right.
But then it, as you say, can go either way. It can be a positive or a negative effect based on that. Screen time, that is a hard one with children.
It's a really hard one because you can see it in us as adults, can't you? The need for the phone. Like we go away with my friends and your friends, of course.
Am I allowed to share them?
Yes,
That's
you are.
nice, thank
Our
you.
shared friends. So we go away with our friends in the summer, usually for like a long weekend, and I don't take my phone, and you're pretty much off yours for the whole time as well.
Yeah.
And the feeling after a day of the habit of like touching your pocket for it, you go, oh, this is what I'm meant to feel like, and it all feels a bit slower. The pace of things, even that like funny awareness of feeling like there's like a million different things going on in your head, it'll just subside. And that, I suppose that's the concern that I have with our children and screens. Like, are we basically just building these generation of kids who are going to go, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed because there's a million different things going on, and my dopamine comes from those million different things going on. It's like a vicious cycle that I can't really get out of.
You're right, it is that overwhelm, the overstimulation of just constant short videos, or the brightness and the colours. There's a lot of overstimulation, and you, like you say, everything feels a bit slower. It feels like you've got more time in the day. If you spend a few days without your phone, it really does feel like you've got more time.
Yeah, loads more time. You used to go home and retreat from society, didn't you? You'd go home and you'd make a fire and have your food, and you'd be like, that's my little break there from society. But now society still reaches for you through the door. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's like trying to grab you. And I saw a thing saying that the media's job now is to make the whole world's problems feel like your problems. You're like, wow, that is, because
feels very true.
Suddenly you are going, oh shit, yeah, everything sort of feels like it's on me. But should people be really, really worried about that, sat in the countryside in Dorset when they've got their own problems and families to feed and mortgages to pay? And you know, you're picking your attachments, and when you pick your attachments, you pick your suffering.
What would your ideal lifestyle look like? I know you're growing a business, so you're very much within that world of needing to use social media. as an outlet to gain eyes and clients, and you've got a podcast and you're very active on all of these platforms. But what would your ideal life look like if you took that out of the equation? You didn't need to generate an income.
What would I be doing?
Yeah, what would you be doing?
I'd love to have like a little small holding, not like a full functional farm, but you know, somewhere that's like you take in retired donkeys and horses and have goats and different animals and stuff, and it's like middle of nowhere. You grow your own veg and plants and flowers and stuff, and it's just like a full-time focus. I'd love that. But then, depending on when that comes into my life, I'd also love the idea of, it's weird, isn't it? Because I love that idea, but then I also love that idea of like the no real fixed abode thing, or of having a few different places that you stay in.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, you can see, can't you? Like, we live right out in the countryside. The beauty of this is like you feel like you could be connected with nature and the area so much if you had the time to do it. Maybe I'm saying to you, why don't we pick 2 or 3 places that we live throughout the year that offer us the best life,
Well, that'd be nice.
and then we'll just flip between those. Who knows? So at the minute, between those two.
So I've got a question for you
Yeah.
that was left by our previous guest.
Okay.
And the question was, if you could be part of any family on Earth throughout history, what family would it be? Would it be your own, or would it be a different one?
That's a good question. If I could be part of any family in history.
Yeah.
So is the question, if I could be part of any family or my own family?
Well, yes.
So if I could be part of any family or my own family,
I
I'd be
mean,
part of my
depending
family.
on who you're stood next to and talking to, I
No.
feel like the obvious answer would be
My family, of course. But what I'm saying is, of course it would be my family, because it would be very disorientating to wake up to and be part of a different family.
Oh, that's interesting that you've gone that way with it. I assumed that it would be
You
like
want me to talk about love, don't you? And
memory wiped if you were going to be part of another family and you were like born into that other family
Yeah, but-
as if it's yours. You're
So-
thinking of like if you were just dropped into...
Yeah, I'm thinking if I was just dropped in. So you're saying if I was born now as a child,
Yes.
what family would I want to be born into?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
instead
let's ask it that way. The first answer would be you would just be part
of my family.
of the family you have now because we are so wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay, right. So let's just remove that from the equation.
Okay.
Any family throughout history
That would be part of.
that you would be part of.
Probably quite unusual if I answered that question and said I'd want to be part of X family because I think like the mum would really mother me so well. Like that'd be an odd thing to say. That'd probably be a sign of a bigger issue. But really, if you were picking, you were able to be cognizant of picking your own family. You'd probably, if you were looking at it logically, be picking the one that gave you the best opportunities in life, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like this thing of if you could send your kid to the poshest school in the world, full of the most children from successful backgrounds, you would probably send them there not because of the quality of the education, but the quality of the opportunities they'd get from the people they'd meet
Right.
and the connections they'd make. So the answer is probably that, like what family would give me the best opportunities. It's a very unusual question because I'm taking something so lovely and organic and nice
so
and
you're
loving.
basically saying you want to be born into a rich family that's going to give
Rich or full of opportunity.
you opportunities.
Exactly.
That's an interesting thing as well, isn't it? You can look at it like, does money provide you better opportunities in life?
Money might not be what gives you the best opportunities.
That's true.
So the family that gives you the best opportunities might be, we're a family of people who hike the Himalayas and people come here and you get to meet people from all over the world when you do that and it's a great quality of life. That might be what I'm talking about. Or it could be a family who are running the world and have loads of money. It depends how you define opportunity.
And how do you define opportunity?
It's an incredible follow-up question. Well done. Opportunity is something that you would put your attention to for an outcome that is going to move things forward in a way that perhaps you weren't expecting?
That's a very good answer.
Thank you.
But you haven't answered the question. What family would you choose to be born into?
I don't know if I could single it down to...
Really?
Because I only want to be part of my family.
Oh, well, just forget about us. We
I
don't
don't
exist.
know. I don't know. Do I follow families? You know, if I'm like, I'm really interested in this person, I'm not really thinking about their family. Like, oh, I'd like to... You know, I've got a podcast, and...
You have mentioned that already.
Yes, I have. And on your podcast, for example, you're not thinking, what family can I invite on? Are you?
I might be.
I don't think you are. You're thinking what individual can you bring on without probably knowing what family background. Maybe you know a few, but without really knowing what the family background is.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, yeah. But you have then said the family that gives me the best opportunities in life. So even if it's not like an actual specific family in history whose name you can cite, but like you mentioned before, like a family that hikes the Himalayas and they run tours and you meet people from all over the world.
Yeah.
What type of family and what opportunities do you feel would be best suited to you?
What am I, me, in this scenario?
Who else would you be?
Because it might be unusual then, because if I was like part of some Saudi billionaire's family and I came out looking like me, yeah, like, whose trial is this one? This one looks,
I feel like we're
this one looks
maybe
very different.
really sort of taking this a bit too deep. It was sort of, you know, just what family would you like to be part of?
I'm not sure.
You're not going to come out looking like you if you were born into a different culture, part of the world.
One of the sheikhs in the UAE, one of their families.
Oh, so you're going for money and wealth?
I'm going for money and wealth.
Okay. So money and opportunities.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Well, what family would you pick then?
I'd pick my own.
Yeah, I've already said that.
I would probably pick something very silly. It wouldn't make any sense, and it's only because I like to read Jane Austen novels. It would be some sort of wealthy family from within that period, because I don't really want to die of like dysentery.
So what's that, late 1800s?
Yes, perhaps. Just to be able to experience the balls and the dresses.
Darcy coming to see you.
Yes, and Mr. Darcy, of course.
I've been troubling myself this night. I cannot do anything but think about you. Mm. That kind of thing.
And that kind of thing, exactly. Keep it clean for the podcast, please.
Yes, of course. Oh, if we're doing that then, I'd be like Frodo's uncle and live in the Shire.
Oh, you do love Lord of the Rings, don't you?
I think most people love Lord of the Rings, don't they?
They don't. It's not for me. I've probably alienated.
Yeah, you have. That's it. Now
about
people have just turned this
18
off.
out of 20 of my followers. What is it about Lord of the Rings that's so good then?
It's just a great, accessible fantasy film that came out at a time when that probably seemed very magical.
Accessible?
Of course it is. The little hobbits are people from the Shires, and they're tasked with doing the hard thing, which would be often given to the simple folk that would live in the villages and the Shires. So I think it's actually based on like World War I or something, the metaphors, because they would have to do the hard stuff of running through the trenches and the actual killing of people. The officers and the highborn people, the elves, would be the ones that didn't have to do that, and the kings, and they wouldn't suffer the consequences.
Oh, you'd be all right though, because you're going to be born into a high-class family.
No, I was going to be a hobbit, wasn't I?
Oh, you are going to be a hobbit if we're talking Lord of the Rings.
Because they live like in places like this.
So back from being a hobbit to back to being Zac Thompson.
Yeah.
You are in your late 30s now.
No, I'm not.
If you could go back in time to your 20s, perhaps.
Yes.
is there anything that you would say or a piece of advice that you would give to you in your 20s?
I would say maybe just not to worry so much about things. Things do turn out the way you want them to. But I do sometimes wonder, because obviously we've got 4 children, you're running a business, I'm running a business. There's very little time. And when I look back on that period of my life, there was so much time. You know, what could you have done differently if you had the comparison between the two?
Yeah.
You go, oh God, there's loads I could get done. Whereas at the
Really
time I might
take
have
it
just
for
gone,
granted.
oh, I'll just play on the Xbox for a few hours. There wasn't a lot of time being filled with purposeful things. So I'd probably say, like, 1, don't worry about it, because things tend to have a habit of working out in the end anyway. And the second would maybe be just have a little look at how you're spending your time, because one day it will seem strange to have this much time on your hands. Use it wisely.
Don't play on the Xbox for 24 hours.
Because you're only motivated to do things when you have something to do it for. So it goes back to the starting point of you're probably only thinking about doing more with your time when you have children and purpose and stuff. So
And a reason for everything.
catch-22. Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad that we're your reason for everything.
Yes, you are.
Thank you for being on Walk and Talk for the Soul.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you have had a talk card and you've had a question from a previous guest.
Yes.
Could you please leave us with a question for our next guest?
Yes, I can. What's one thing you struggle to admit to yourself?
That's good.
You like that one?
I
You'll
do
have
like
fun with
that
that
one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Love you. Love you. Over the style.
Style pause. Style it out.